Let's do we'll do a quick interview where we just talk, and then later on
Sure.
I'll go live. And if you want to stay live or go live,
I get out You see me, I'm going live literally at dinner.
Yeah, I know. I was like, dude, you're always eating. Dude. What's up with that? You're always eating.
So, all right, let's throw an intro out there. Let's see, 1, 2, 3. Hey guys, I'm Matt the Mower Guy, and we're here today with the Lawn Father. We're gonna sit down and answer a couple questions, talk to each other, see what we can find out about business, about mowers, about growing older in the industry, how to be a business leader, so on and so forth. If you guys have any questions for him, drop them in the comments below, and that way he can reply back and answer them. Ugh, I'm tired. It's been a long road trip.
You're always shouting too. I like that. You know.
It's so that one comes from, and we're recording. I can edit part of it later on, but so that all comes from my background. We call it C factors: smile, eye contact, and enthusiasm. If you want to capture somebody's attention, start off with your C factors.
Oh, of course.
And that just kind of draws people in and gets their attention, and then from there you can kind of dive into a call to action, entertainment. I don't know. I seem to do 4 different types of videos.
Oh wow.
Anyway, let's jump straight into it.
Okay, sure. Let's do it.
First question I got for you.
Go ahead.
What's it like being the lawn father?
It's a big responsibility and a lot of questions, and a lot of people sit there and just ask me silly questions. Sometimes people make me mad. Sometimes I just like to sit there and duet and poke at people. That's what I call it.
I can understand that, absolutely. All right, so second question, and this is one that most of the audience doesn't see coming. How tall are you? Because I'm pushing 6'2", and you're towering over top of me.
I told him I was tall, and he didn't believe me, and I'm at the Lawn Ninja, and he was like, oh my gosh, you're so tall. So yes, I am 6'9".
6'9"?
6'9", yes.
Yes. Yeah, I believe it too. Like I wanted to be like 6. When we were down in the parking lot, I was like thinking in my head, I was like 6'7", and then I was shaking my head no, because I kept thinking taller than 6'7", because I'm like, I got friends that are 6'6", and you look taller than them.
I do.
So 6'9". There's your answer.
There's the answer.
Jeez, that's so crazy.
Answer. And trust me, I am tall. I keep telling everybody I'm tall on TikTok, but they don't believe me. But you gotta see it to believe it when you meet me in person.
Does it cost you extra? Like for clothes and
yeah,
shoes?
Sure does. Yeah.
Shoes are what get me.
Yep.
Yeah, because it's like I go to a shoe store and like I wear a 13, give or take, 13, 14. And so like I'll go to a shoe store and they have 1 or 2, and that's it. When they sell those too, they typically don't have a third to sell.
I'm very picky on my pants, my cargo pants, my boots, my shirts, extra long, as you can tell. So.
I'm just out here rocking the white tee today.
He's in shorts, and I'm sitting here in cargos.
These are my new favorite shorts. Maybe I'll leave a link in the thing below for some shorts. These shorts, I actually got these for $15.
Nice.
And to be honest with you, they were actually $80 shorts. The company went ahead and did a deal for me, and I was like, hey, blah 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 blah. Anyway, long story short is I got these, and I'm loving them. We're testing some other shorts. I think they're called Fire Hose. Something shorts. Okay. But literally everyone I talked to said they're the best shorts to have in the industry because they're so breathable. Okay. And they have the cargo pockets that you need, but they're lightweight and breathable. And for me, that's important when it comes down to my clothes. Is I want them to be comfortable and breathable. I hate being outside when we're sitting there in the heat and it's like, we're just sitting in a swamp of humidity.
You don't want to see lawn father in shorts. No. The only time I wear shorts is when I'm on vacation or if I'm done with work.
I'm always in shorts. Actually, I went to corporate the other day and they were making fun of me because I showed up in cut-off blue jean shorts. Yeah.
Did you really?
Yeah. I'm in cut-off blue, like not like long ones either. They're like mid-thigh, cut-off blue jean shorts with a hole that's even higher up on my pocket. And someone's like, "Oh my gosh, what are you wearing?" And I'm like,
"Walking in with Daisy Dukes."
Pretty much. They were comfortable though. They're my favorite pair of jeans.
As long as they're comfortable, that's all that matters.
I've only had one customer ever complain about them. He pretty much said, "Hey, do me a favor, don't ever wear those in my house again."
Wow.
I laughed it off, and I was like, "Why?" And he goes, "My wife looks at you way too hard."
Oh, goodness.
And so I said, "Okay, that's fair. I'll quit wearing them at your house." So I have to be conscious of it. Apparently, I didn't see it, but I guess so.
I think he saw it.
I think he must have saw
for
something.
real.
All right, so let's go a little bit further into like questions on
Okay.
business, because that's what I really love asking people is business questions. I'm just fascinated with business as a whole, what makes someone successful versus somebody else. And so let's start off with the basics. Number one, how long have you been in business?
I've been in business solo for 4 years. This is going on my 4th year.
Nice. So 2018?
Correct.
That is awesome.
Yes.
And when you opened your business, did you know how to open a business?
I did not know how to open a business. I didn't know how to bid. I didn't know how to do none of that stuff. It was all just like off the top of my head going, okay, I can do this.
Yep.
And then it's just repetition. You just got to sit there and experience it. And then if
Then
you
you
get
get
to
comfortable.
Yeah, you get comfortable and you're like, wait a second, if I could make $100 here, maybe I can make $200 on my next job. So that's really what I did. I didn't go to any kind of college. No one showed me the ropes. I just sat there and dived into it and everything. My wife helped me with my name and everything.
Yeah.
And
Love that
a
name.
lot of people ask me where'd you get the name from, and it comes from the Godfather movie. That's where it originated from and everything. So I just sit there and, like I said, just get out there, make some bids. You know, wipe yourself off if you sit there and you lose money, but if you gain money, that's more profitable for you.
That's true. That's very true. Okay, so you've been in business since 2018.
Correct.
You didn't really know anything about opening a business or
I did not.
necessarily bidding. And pretty much as you hit problems, you just found a way to overcome them, go through them, go around them. What was the first big problem that you ran into?
A lot of times I would find the big problem is where, and we hear this on TikTok a lot from these other landscapers, is show up and do what you say you're gonna do. When I first started,
Yep.
when I first started and everything, I would sit there and be like, oh yeah, I'll be there Thursday at 3 o'clock and clean up some leaves. And then I wouldn't show up and they're like, you know, so you live, you learn. You have to sit there and fall and then pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and then be like, okay, I'm not going to do that. And then you got to figure out which direction to go, the correct direction. That's what I do.
Yeah, I think I personally always just remind myself that if I just keep showing up and doing the next right thing in front of me, like just break it down into simple things, like what can I do right now
Correct.
that is good for my business, positive for my growth. And literally every single night, I like to go to bed and write down a couple of those things. That way I wake up in the morning and I have something positive to attack immediately in business. And sometimes it's simple things like filing taxes
That's right.
or paying the bills. Other times it's like, hey, go to this job site and make sure you take care of that because it's a Q1 fire that we have to address right away. But you said something that really caught my attention, and that was the idea of do what you say you're going to do.
Correct.
I have a previous mentor that's actually from this area. He's his office is down towards Peachtree, Dunwoody.
Okay.
And he used to always say that is the only thing he ever cared about. That if we were going to go to the beach and manage our office from the beach, that's fine.
That's right.
But tell him that that's what we're going to do, so he's aware of
You
it.
just gotta follow through. That's really what it is. And it's a, you know, everybody's like, oh yeah, I know that, but it's a learning experience. You could say it, but doing it's totally different. It's two totally different things. You know, you could get overwhelmed with work, and then
Yep.
you could forget.
Yep.
You don't write it down. There's something always comes up. You know, you gotta go have a family emergency. You gotta go out of town. It's a lot. You know, it's a lot to keep going and everything. And so you're gonna lose some clients. You're gonna lose some clients. You're gonna make some clients mad. You're gonna have some good clients. You're gonna have some clients that pay you in advance. I got clients that pay me a whole year. I got clients that pay me 6 months. I got clients that pay per visit. You have to sit there and have that. I call it where you can be flexible. And I know everybody's gonna be like, oh my gosh, you're flexible. You know, you have to be now. Everybody is hurting right now, and they're counting every dime, penny, and you know, in their pockets. So you have to be flexible, whether it be coming there once a week, coming there twice a week, once a month, every 2 weeks, whatever it takes.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
You're absolutely right. You have to be fluid. You have to be flexible. And I think on the simple, straightforward terms is on the money, but also sometimes you have to be fluid and flexible in some other strange way that you never even thought of, that is just good customer service for that particular customer.
Yeah.
Whether it happens to be a customer that goes, hey, you can only cut my grass between certain hours of the day or certain days of the week.
You're gonna have those picky people.
Yep. Yeah.
I have
or they want you to do
clients
certain
that just
patterns.
want it mow, blow, and go. I have people that sit there and they're anal, and I call them an anal client. I have
Yeah.
written in my phone and written down on my notebooks that anal client, he wants everything spotless, pine cone sticks, whatever you call it, but he pays, and that's what it boils down to. Whatever they sit there and they pay you, that's what you do. You know, and it probably looks nice.
So I had to do this with my company with those customers, was recognize which ones were which. And isn't it a weird point when you finally recognize that, oh, this customer wants me to do this extra work, but he's willing to pay me for it?
Exactly.
And then you're like, oh, okay, we don't have a problem. I'll happily do that.
Once you experience these clients that take advantage of you, and then you have the clients that are going to pay you and everything, then you sit there and you go, oh, okay, I know this guy's going to, you already have it in your head, this guy's going to take advantage of me, so you're going to up your charges. You know, instead of $75, you're going to say $150. And we all talk about raising prices and everything. Raise your prices. You know, that's another key factor in a business. If you sit there and you have all this overhead and everything, which I have too much overhead, I did some bad business decisions this year, and I'm paying for it now. But you live, you learn. That's just the way it goes.
Yep.
You just can't sit there and just give up. Never give up. There's no giving up on this. This is an opportunity of a lifetime. You work for yourself.
Yep.
You know, you're out there, you make your own hours, you know, you're putting your name and your business company name on there. So it's one of those things that you put 120% into it, and then you'll get, you know, the end results.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I think it just comes down to you have to embrace the suck. I think the old saying is you have to eat the frog sometimes.
Oh, of course you do.
And in business, you're going to have bad days, but you also have to hang on to like why you really are doing it, which is the idea that yes, you do get to control your schedule, and if you do want to make more money, it's completely in your hands. You don't have to go to your one HR person and beg them for a pay raise.
That's right.
No, you just sit down, make a decision. I'm going to make more money this year. How am I going to do that? In my world, I have to like sign more contracts or sell more products. In your guys' world, you guys sign more clients and get more jobs and upsell the existing customers. And basically, it's all it takes is making that decision to take the action and then following through with the action to go ahead and close the upsells and the new customers and then bring in that additional revenue.
Correct.
So now that we've talked about your business a little bit, let's talk about your personal life a little bit more. What is the one thing that you hang on to? In business, we actually refer to this as our big rock. What is the one thing that you hang on to in your personal life that when business is rough and rocky and it's frustrating and you're ready to throw in the towel, what is your big rock, but also what is your why? As in, what is that thing that you, either like a hobby that you hang on to, or some people it's religion they hang on to, other people it's their significant other, but they're like, I have to have this and it keeps me sane if I do that. And then the other question in there is, what is your why? Like, why do you wake up on a bad day and still go in?
Well, my biggest supporter, I would say, would be my wife and my family members, my girls and everything. And yeah, I do go to church. It's right down the street from here where we're at. And I have a lot of support with them. And a lot of times if I have a bad day or if I have run into a problem with a client or something, I will sit there and message my wife and be like, hey, this is what happened, this is how I did it. And it's not like she's gonna take me by the hand and tell me what to do. She'll give me advice and everything, but I'm the owner, I'm the business owner, so I have to experience it myself. She can't sit there and do it. She could just sit there and give me examples or tell me what to say in a professional manner, because sometimes, you know, you'll get really frustrated and then you'll be talking to somebody and it won't come out the way that you want it to come out looking professional. It'll come out different. Yep. And so I always reach out to her. She works from home, so she's always available. And then if like, you know, I'm just done for the day or burned out or something, I'll just say, hey, I'm done. And I'll just go home, that's it. And that's what I tell a lot of these guys. It's just like, don't kill yourself. You know, I don't care if you do 14, 15, 17 yards, you know. I do a certain amount of yards per day, and then I'm done with my schedule, because then that stress is not there. You know, if you want to do 14, 17 yards, be my guest. It's not making you look any better. Yep. It's just going to sit there and put more stress on you and everything. It's just a bigger workload.
Yeah, some people think that the way to success is to work more, but if that was true, You think about every
Oh my
hard
gosh.
working man out
Oh, I
there that's
know.
not a millionaire.
That's right.
Hard work is not the way to get success. Yes, you have to work hard.
Yes, you do.
But if you think that is the one leading like spear point that's going to take you into millionaire, decamillionaire status, it's not it. And every single successful person in the world will tell you that it is not hard work that is going to take you there. Not alone. You need hard work, but you also need a student mentality, a willingness to learn, and then more important is the executive ability to sit down, draw out a plan of action, and then the willingness to follow through on that plan of action.
That's right.
So,
You know, and I know we have a lot of these kids that are young and they have a lot of energy and, you know, I want to do this and everything. It's not easy. Everybody makes it look easy. It's not easy out here to do this. People are going to take advantage of you.
yep.
People are going to try to steal your equipment.
Yep.
You know, you just got to always look over your shoulder all the time. All the time.
Yeah, it's a weird balance between like always being situationally aware of literally every moving part and piece inside of your business, and the thing is, you'll forget about parts and pieces.
You will.
Like
You
you're
will.
gonna get so big that you're gonna have a recurring bill that you don't even use.
That's right.
And you have to be situationally aware, or hire someone else to be aware of those situations, like your accountant, and be like, hey, if you notice a bill that is recurring and you don't think we use it, ask me what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
And
Or get rid of it.
Yeah, I just
You know.
did a review with my accountant the other day, and that was one of the things on her list. Is she goes, "Hey, what's this $180 recurring bill?" And sure enough, it was something we didn't need.
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Wow, that was a huge waste of money. I can't
That
believe that's
is.
been
You
going
just don't
on."
realize, you know,
Mhm.
I always get rid of it. Anything I cannot sit there and profit from, then I just sit there and cut it out and don't do it anymore. That's what I do.
What's the biggest advice that you would give the young people that want to go into business?
I would say do it. I would say go ahead and do it. I would do it, and when you go into it, don't go out there and buy these expensive mowers. You see all these bigger guys that have $20,000-$30,000 worth of equipment. I started off with a 21-inch mower, a Husqvarna weed eater,
Yep.
2 gas cans, and a handheld blower, and I didn't even have a trailer.
Yep.
And I just started in the back of my wife's Jeep, and that's how I started. And I did each yard, took out the equipment, blow it off, and everything. And back then, it was $25 a yard. You know, that was considered good money. And just start out small and ask questions. You know, it doesn't hurt to reach out to these bigger guys and say, "Hey, I need some advice. Give me some advice on this." I have people all the time calling me, "Hey, Longfather, give me what would be your quote on this property or something? It's 2.5 acres or something," because they all know I do big properties, and that's where you make the money the most, on big properties. And so I just be honest with them and say, "Hey, I would charge this. I would charge that." You know, I'm not trying to say I know everything. I'm learning too. I'm learning day by day, you know, week by week. And it's just one of those things where, yes, if you have that opportunity and you have that drive, go for it. You know, go for it. Just go around the neighborhood, knock on some doors, and let them know what you're doing. You know, all they can say is, "No, thank you," and we already got somebody. So,
That's very true. You know, I think it comes down to like, people are terrified of being told no. And I think that stops a lot of people from diving in and chasing their dreams. Past that, I find that, like, I've helped a lot of people open a business before, and the number one place where they actually stop and they don't go forward anymore is in their basic LLC paperwork. But you've done that before, and you already know that it only takes like 15, 20 minutes, $100-some.
it's very, very easy.
But most
Very,
people
very
that I'm walking through that process, they'll literally get to like the name. And
Yeah.
they'll be like, "I don't know what I should name it." And they back out and never return again. And it's like, sometimes you just gotta dive in.
When I first started out and everything, you should be surprised. I was embarrassed about the Longfather. Don't ask me why, because you know now.
I understand that though.
Now everybody's like, what's this Longfather? You know, it's like, oh gosh, you know, I was embarrassed. I really
Yeah.
was, and I was kind of like intimidated, like, oh gosh, you know, I look like a young kid trying to, grow a business or something like that. Now look at me now, I got people looking up to me and calling me and texting me and asking me all these questions, and it's just like, get a name that no one else has. That's my advice. Get a name, even if you use your first name, your last name, your
Yep.
middle name, your dad's name, your mom's name, whoever. There's people call themselves their last name, and they have a large following. So it depends on, you know, what you want to, you know, what you put into this and what you want coming out of this. That's
Yeah.
what it boils down to.
Yeah, very true. All right, I've asked you a ton of questions. Do you have any questions you want to ask me right now?
Not at the moment, no.
Good. I completely understand it. Let's go ahead and we'll finish off this video. I'm going to go ahead and switch it over to a live.
Okay.
And we can stand up, start playing with that all-wheel drive unit,
Okay.
and just have casual conversation.
Cool. I never seen something this